Let's see. Let's see.
What's up, man?
All right, what's up, brother? Nice to see you. You got
You
that
too.
Arizona tan going on. Look
Oh,
at
dude,
you.
I know. We've been out. Part of it's being in LA. I got the beach for a couple weeks ago, and then we've just been hitting the pool a
Oh,
lot.
poor
So
you. Poor
I know it
you. Coming to
sucks.
LA, enjoying the sunshine, the pool.
Heck yeah,
That's awesome, man. Good. I know you said that you were at the Kendrick show a little while back,
dude.
right?
A couple weeks ago, that was so fun.
Yeah, yeah.
LA really came out for that.
Was that your first time at SoFi?
Yeah,
Okay.
so by sick.
Nice stadium, right?
It was
Super
awesome.
nice
It was
stadium.
packed.
Yeah,
Kendrick had it packed, which was
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
We had
they
a good
sold
time.
that thing out, dude. They sold that
Yeah,
thing out in a big way. That's awesome, brother. Like, yeah,
yeah.
that's a pretty cool stadium. Getting in and out
It's
of
horrible.
Inglewood is a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was
It really
horrible.
is.
Took us
But
like over an hour
really
to get
nice
back.
stadium. Yeah, they
Biggest
did it
thing.
good. I'm glad you had a good time over there,
Heck
man.
yeah.
What was your, does anybody there that opened up that you were surprised to see at the show?
Justin Bieber came out for a little bit. He was probably the only big like feature. But Mustard started, and then SZA and Kendrick, and then Beach came out for a little bit, which was I'm a believer, so
I
dude,
was going
it
to
was good.
say that. I know you were up there singing it. Baby, baby, baby,
So
oh.
that was good, dude. Yeah.
That's good, man. Well, I'm glad to see you, dude. You look great. I know you had a couple of new changes. You're at a brand new firm right now.
hmm
You're at Sirhands.
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
So far, so good. I mean, the back end stuff is always a pain trying to figure out systems and redoing all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. But it's been good for our team, and I think it's been really helpful in a lot of ways. And it was definitely a big change for me because I haven't never left Burke. Like this was like my first big change ever
Yeah.
in my years of real estate. So, but yeah, so far so good, and we'll see where it goes.
I like that for you, man. I like that for you. Well, we got a couple of people here live, so I figured we might as well get started because this is
I'm
probably a lot of
ready.
people's lunchtime and they want to hear what Curtis has to say. So, Curtis, for people who don't know you, why don't you take a moment to introduce yourself? Who are you? What marketplace do you work in? What do you do? Tell me
Yeah,
about you.
Curtis Mitchell. I'm in my 13th year of real estate. Started out with my dad and I. I got out of college in 2000. I graduated college 2011. Played college basketball in Denver. Moved back from Denver because I hate the cold, and Denver was way too cold for me. I'm not a snow person at all. I'm a hot guy for, I mean, beach, hot weather, all that. So moved back when I graduated. Didn't really know what I was going to do with my life. Had a business degree. My dad had his real estate license, still does, and he was like, "Why don't you get your real estate license and we'll team up and see where this thing goes." So got my license in 2012. Started our team. There's 6 of us on our team, so I'd say it's a pretty small team, but we enjoy what we do. And I'm in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area, mostly like the North Valley, I would say, if you're familiar with Arizona at all. We do most of our stuff in the North Valley. It's kind of where I grew up, and our old office was in Kierland. And we've done stuff all over the place, but that's more what I like to focus on. I don't do a ton in the East Valley, which is like Chandler, Mesa, Gilbert, but we've sold all over the place. But yeah, that's a quick rundown. And now we're with Sirhant and seeing where that takes us.
I'm proud of you, man. That sounds like a really good journey with your dad, nonetheless. And you're a small team, just 6 people. But it sounds to me, based on knowing you and how much production you guys do, it's like a Navy SEAL team, right? You don't have just like brand new rookies. You have, killers on your
Yeah, we
team,
don't really have rookies.
sharpshooters.
I think, I mean, years ago when we first started hiring people, there was people that were new-ish. But one of the things that I think is unique about all of us is we've all played some sort of either collegiate sport or professional sport or something like that. So I think that a sports background for our team has been pretty beneficial with just work ethic and drive and stuff that it's hard to teach unless you've really played sports. And I think it's been fun, and we're super competitive, which I have to compete with everything in life. So I
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
been fun for us to do that. And we're a family business, so I mean, really treat each other like family. We have a good time, and there's more to life than just sales. And I got little Cal Pals with me right now. He's watching some TV or something. So today's my day for having Cal Pals. So I bet at some point he'll run in here and try to get on camera.
That's
So
That's great. We'd love
Yeah.
to have him as our third
Yeah.
guest today. If you guys don't know who Cal Pal is, it's
Oh,
your son,
that's my
and
son. Yeah, he'll be 5 in August.
he's
Yeah.
a
So he's a
super car enthusiast too.
car enthusiast. Loves cars, loves sports. He's all boy. He's a monster, and he's the light of my life. And you know, he's why I work so hard.
Starting like his daddy. That's good, man. I love that video you guys did where you took him to a car show and it was like a bunch of electric cars, and he was like, "I don't like any of this.
Yeah.
I don't like these cars.
Oh,
I want to hear it.
yeah.
Vroom, vroom, vroom." I thought that was so cool,
He's
man.
We've been going to car shows for a while. That's kind of my dad used to take me to the car shows out here
Yeah.
every week. We've always had muscle cars and stuff like that, and got Cal Pal into it. And I had a client. The backstory behind that, I'll just be quick, is I have a client that runs an electric car club, and they do drives all over the valley and up north and all that. And they had their first annual all electric car show, and I'm talking there was like really nice cars there. All the big brands had their like Rolls Royce had their Spectre, Hummer, Lucid, all these brands. It was a really nice car show, and we were
Yeah.
walking around, and he's like, "Daddy, it's so quiet. Like, where are the loud cars, Dad? Like, I can't hear anything." And he always looks for the exhaust on these cars, and I'm just like, dude, I'm like, they're fast. They're just you just can't hear them. He's like, no, these cars are all slow because I can't hear them. He's like, I don't like electric cars, and he was like so sad, and I
That's
was
the
like,
part
oh,
that sticks out to me about that
yeah.
video. He's like, "I don't
I
like
don't
these
like
cars."
electric
He
cars,
just
man.
walked away all
Yeah, he was
disappointed.
so sad. I know that video went crazy, and but he's fun, and he's absolutely. I mean, yeah, he's the light of my life, really.
No, that's good stuff, man. I know that you're a great dad, and thanks for sharing those. Our audience today learning a little bit about you, and the reason why I asked you to come on to the relocation rundown is because one of the biggest feeder markets to and from Los Angeles is your
Mhm.
marketplace right there in Phoenix,
Yeah.
Scottsdale. So, can you tell us a little bit about the price point in your marketplace, Phoenix, Scottsdale? What's your price point for like entry level, maybe the move up, and then of course luxury?
Yeah. So just as a whole, I'll say so. Phoenix in general is a massive city. I think there's 4.5 million people just in like the Phoenix surrounding area. And you can have there's price points anywhere from I mean the least expensive condo type things are 300 grand, and then you could spend uber luxury in Paradise Valley. The market in general, I think the average price point's right under 600,000. So
Oh,
600,000 would get you a nice house in a nice neighborhood somewhere in the vicinity. If you're looking Scottsdale specific, probably in the $1 million range, 1.5 will get you something nice in Scottsdale. Again, it's such a big area that I think when you're looking to move here, you really got to decide what pocket you want to be in. Because
yeah.
I mean, even the Southeast Valley is huge. I don't know. I mean, I do work up that way, but a lot of times I refer it out just because it's such a massive area that I don't know the ins and outs of some of the neighborhoods and this and that. But North Valley for sure, kind of where I'm at is probably like a 750 average price point would get you a really nice place out this way where
Okay.
I'm at.
That
Um,
makes sense. Now, what's the big difference here? Like I understand geography, right? But like if you're relocating to Phoenix, where are some of the big employers? Where are people coming into Phoenix from, and what are they doing for a living?
gosh, we have a lot. So the probably the latest biggest thing that we have is the Taiwanese semiconductor plant. It's called TSMC. It's a multi-billion-dollar setup that they got going on for microchip facilities.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we have big contracts with like Intel and these huge companies that are just bringing people in. That's honestly, that's kind of where I'm at. My area is close to that. But we also have a lot of warehouse. We have a lot of industrial, um, aerospace. So like Boeing, Honeywell,
Mm,
they're out here.
yeah.
There's just, it's crazy that Arizona is a hub for a lot of places, and a lot of people are moving here because I think the land is still relatively inexpensive, taxes are cheap, and we have a lot of big business coming here, and we're still growing. It's crazy to me how much we've grown in the last 10 years.
Is the term Silicon Desert a real thing out there for you guys? Because I was doing a little bit of research on the marketplace in prep for our conversation today, and I heard two nicknames. Okay, well, three nicknames: Valley of the
Um,
Sun, number
yep,
one; the Big Saguro, number two. Okay,
Saguaro,
and Saguaro, yeah,
Saguaro, yeah,
and then and then Silicon
Yeah,
Desert. So that's kind of going in line with what you're talking about, Honeywell and Intel and other chip makers out
yeah,
there.
which has been it's been big for us, and that's been a recent addition to the North Valley. Anyways, we have, I mean, everything is expanding like out on the outskirts for the most part. I mean, you got
Yeah,
downtown Phoenix and Old Town Scottsdale and Paradise Valley, all like in the hub of everything.
yeah,
And then the only way to grow is out, and that's kind of what's
sure.
been happening. And I think Arizona has done a good job of infrastructure with our freeways and getting around town. You can get around town, I mean, pretty quick compared to like LA. I mean, LA sometimes it'll take you an hour to go 3 miles. Um,
45 minutes, 3 miles, Curtis, you know? Yeah, man. So, sometimes trying to get to these Hollywood shows from downtown where I live at,
yeah,
it's about 4 miles. And if it's rush hour, it's really bad. Yeah, it's going to take me 45 minutes, man.
yeah. So
So
I don't
I know
think we have
exactly what
that
you're saying.
problem. There's still
Yeah.
traffic per se, but if you're used to LA traffic, it's a breeze out here.
Well, that's going to lead me into our next question here. So, people relocating, not just from LA, but from the Bay Area, from Texas, and all over the country and really around the world, when they're relocating into your marketplace in Phoenix, what are some of the things they should be aware of? Like for families relocating in school districts, what are the best
Yeah.
school districts? What are some of the best hospitals? What are some of those things families would look for when relocating to your area? What's your advice?
We have a pretty good school system out here, I would say. I mean, it's pretty rare to have like a bad place to go to school. So I think really it depends on budget and then what you want like your lifestyle to look like, because there are so many like hiking trails, like outdoorsy areas where you can live closer to the mountains, where you can just walk out your front door and go hiking. Or if you're a horse person, we have a lot of horse property out here on an acre and no HOA, where you can just kind of ride your horse wherever. There's, if you're a golfer, I mean, the golf out here is insane.
Yeah.
And, it's really like, again, it's figuring out what pocket, what neighborhood, what age of home you want. Because we've got, I mean, our state isn't that old. So, I mean, our probably earliest homes you can find are like the 1930s, which is like the historic area downtown. But there's really a lot of places you can live depending on your situation and price point, um, and really like how close you want to be to work.
Mhm.
And you could, I mean, if you say I want to be 30 minutes from work, you can pretty much live almost wherever you want.
Yeah, I was
But
going to say 30 minutes will get you a
yeah,
lot of places in Phoenix.
yeah. So it's again, it's we have new areas, older areas. I mean, established places with no HOA, with big tree, like in Arcadia, for example, really family friendly. But there's still like, there's brand new construction there. Been a lot of investors that have bought in houses, tore them down, built something brand new, beautiful. But next door, you have a 1940s house
Mm.
that's small, but again, that's just part of being in that community in that area and seeing everything grow. And all in all, Arizona, to me, it's the best place to live. I don't think I could live anywhere else, to be honest with
I
you.
I hear you, man. I mean, maybe LA's a close second, right?
LA
But
is a
you're here all
close
the time
second.
anyways.
Yeah,
You're here all the time anyways, bro.
I
So,
come visit.
one of the things you talked about very quickly, and I want to revert back to it, is you said that you might have a house from the 1930s or
Mhm.
1940s next to a house that's a little bit more modern and renovated. Here in Los Angeles, we're kind of having the same thing happen, but some of the people who can't afford to demo and completely rebuild, what they're doing is they're building on or adding ADUs, accessory
Mhm.
dwelling units. Is that a big thing over there in the Phoenix area as well?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It really depends on if the lot's big enough for one.
Yeah,
And then we have a lot of places where they don't allow two dwellings per lot. So I think it has to come down to, the lot size but we have a lot of Airbnbs out here. So a lot of people have been doing that, adding like a guest house or something like that for an Airbnb.
yeah,
And I think that was really popular, especially in like Old Town area where there's no HOA and you're close to the Party Central
sure.
and all that.
That's
I mean, I
interesting.
have a listing right now that has a guest house, and it's like a pool house, guest house, one bed, one bath. It's
Okay.
awesome,
Yeah.
and um, yeah, it works in that neighborhood for sure.
See, that's a little bit different from how we're doing it in Los Angeles. So I'm assuming, and now I'm probably wrong because I don't know much about Phoenix, which is why we're learning from you today. I'm probably thinking that here in Los Angeles, we have a property that's zoned R1, so residential one unit. But you can build an ADU on that. It's not considered a secondary like a it's not a
Dwelling.
duplex. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it is a dwelling, accessory
Yeah.
dwelling
Yeah.
unit. It is
Yeah.
there, like it's in the name, right? ADU, but depending on the lot size, that's the only thing that really matters here in LA is making sure you have the lot size and the space in
Mhm.
between
Mhm.
the lot lines to build
Yeah.
it
The
out,
setbacks
right?
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little bit different here. So for you guys, if you have an R1 lot, or I don't even know what the zoning is called, but for a one single family, you're not really able to build a secondary unit. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
You can. I mean, it really, again, it depends on the area and the lot size. Ours are kind of more like R, and then it goes off of square footage of the lot. So it's like R43 means 43,000 square foot lot
That's,
per
yeah,
dwelling, right?
got it.
So you could add, I mean, if you have more than that, you could add another one. But to me, my interpretation is adding a dwelling, you have like a stove, like a refrigerator, like a
Yeah,
full service
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
And there's a lot of areas that won't allow, I mean, depending on the size anyways, but they'll make it more like a kitchenette where you don't have a full stove, but you'll have, a kitchen with like a mini fridge or a full size fridge, but just like a hot plate or a cooktop or something like that
sure.
where you can still live there. But yeah, it just really kind of depends on, I think, area and lot size too,
Okay. Well,
and if it makes
that's good to
sense.
know, man. I'm
Yeah.
glad we had this conversation because it sounds a lot different than what we're doing here in Los Angeles versus what you guys are doing in Arizona there.
Mhm.
Okay. So that makes sense. Now that's one aspect that's a little bit different from you guys in Arizona, from us here in California. What else is a little bit different about the process here? So again, if somebody's relocating from LA and they're saying, "Hey, I want to go to Arizona because my tech job has moved to Phoenix and I get more bang for my buck when it comes to a house." You mentioned that kind of an average house is around the 600, 700 range, right? For us,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
$930,000
Yeah.
for an average house here in the city of Los Angeles. So a little bit different. The dollar goes a lot further over there. If somebody's going to go buy a house through you in Arizona, what are the biggest things they need to be aware of? And I mean, like here in California, we're an escrow state. Are you guys an escrow
Yeah.
state or do you
Or
guys use
escrow.
attorneys?
Yeah. Title and escrow. Yep. Same
Okay,
thing. I think
title
we're
and
pretty
escrow.
similar. Yeah. Yeah. We don't use attorneys
Yeah,
or anything like that. So to me, I think honestly, it's more so that just the market in general, like use somebody that knows. I mean, I guess use me if we're gonna do this, right? But like a
right.
lot of sellers are desperate right now. There's our inventory is really high, and there are so many sellers that are getting desperate, getting anxious. They're offering closing costs for you. They'll take a big hit on their list price to get it sold because I feel like most people right now that are selling are in one of those like we have to sell type of things. It's not like, yeah, I
Yeah,
think we want to sell and we're testing the market. Like
yeah.
I think the people that are moving like need to get out by a certain time because of whatever reason, life. And so right now we're making offers and I'm actually working with somebody who's trying to do like creative financing for like a seller finance type deal.
Mm,
And we can get real creative and negotiate like crazy right now in this current environment. And I think I just to answer your question, I think that's probably more important than just the process. Because I think for me it's just kind of a traditional, we don't do anything crazy, I feel like, as far as process goes. It's just a traditional, you have your 10-day inspection period, 30-day close is normal. Um, but negotiating and getting, your rate bought down or close, like, getting all your closing costs covered or getting just a smoking deal on the house
yeah,
to me,
yeah.
more important. Yeah.
Well, you answered one of my questions. I was going to ask you what your built-in default contingencies are, is because here in California we have three built-in contingencies. You have 17 days for inspections, 17 days for appraisals, and 17 days for full loan approval. Now, most of us, savvy agents, we want to make our offer more appealing to the seller. So we'll go ahead and trim those timeframes down. But by default, it's 17 days across the board. You just mentioned that your inspection period is about 10
10
days. Is that what it is
days.
by
Yeah.
default?
Default's
Okay.
10 days for us for that.
Now,
Um,
what about appraisal and loan? Do you guys have
we
those
don't,
contingencies as well?
there are contingencies, but there's not a date
Okay.
on it. So we
Okay.
kind of,
So kind of
I
open ended.
usually, yeah, it's open ended, but I mean, it has to be like 3 days prior to closing or 6 days prior to closing then you have your 3 days for the loan stuff. And then there's
Wow,
a,
that's the start
you can
difference
run it back
too.
to the end, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. That's
Yeah.
why we make sure our lenders are on the ball with everything. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we'd love to have like the loan approval within the first, week or two. But I've seen stuff drag out to the very, very end, and it's like all these gray hairs, man, stressing me out.
Yeah, man. I see you with the gesture, man, right there. I don't see any gray hairs on you, by
Uh,
the way. I
just
think I got more than you on the beard
yeah,
right now. You know, that's just more time on planet, brother. But
yeah,
so that's very interesting. So if
yeah.
somebody's relocating from LA, they go over to Arizona. Curtis, they're gonna have up until 3, 4 days before closing to get their appraisal and loan contingency removal. That's a big difference here. Let me ask you guys this. In Arizona, do you guys provide the seller disclosure to the buyer up front,
Yeah.
or is that something you do after you guys open escrow?
Well, we try to have it all uploaded to the MLS like right away. I like to get all that stuff done ahead of time for my sellers,
Mhm.
just to have it done. But per our contract, the sellers have to provide it to us within 3 days of contract acceptance.
Okay,
So 3 days after you get, and then you have 5 days to review it. So
gotcha.
if there's anything in there that you don't like, or what, same thing with the insurance claims. So if there was a claim, and I always bring up like, hey, if there was theft every year for the last 5 years, maybe we don't want to live here, you know.
Yeah, maybe it's not the
So
best
yeah,
neighborhood.
let's go somewhere else. But yeah, we still have. There's a lot of you can get out of the contract and quite a few even the HOA stuff. You have time to review the HOA docs. If for some reason the HOA doesn't allow pets, then it's like, well, we can't live here because I have 3 dogs or something.
Yeah,
That's we've seen stuff happen where it's just like, hey, it is what it is, and we try to get all that stuff done up front because we hate wasting people's time on both ends, seller and buyers.
absolutely, man. I always tell my agents, if you're going to kill a deal, it's going to fall apart. Just have it fall apart as fast as
Yeah,
possible so everybody can move
for sure.
on very quickly. So that makes sense here. Let me ask you one more question about your guys' process. Here in the city of Los Angeles, we have one special investigation that has to happen before the deal can close, and the city has to sign off on it. Do you guys have any city inspections that are required where the government actually gets involved and could possibly be a hurdle for you guys closing the deal?
No, not that I know of. I mean, unless you're getting approval from, like, if you're adding on or doing some sort of construction. But I mean, again, it's more so like your own. I mean, it's all up to you and your
Yeah,
agent to do all the inspections and sewer scopes, and if you want a
yeah.
survey done, if you're buying land, like there's a lot of intricacies with the type of property you're buying. But we don't have like a generic, hey, city has to approve this before you move forward. It's lender, it's buyer, seller. Here we go.
I got you. Okay. A little bit different, but that's the reason why we're here, trying to figure out the
Yeah.
differences between what you guys do and how we do it, right? So now let's go ahead and reframe everything, right? Imagine I've never been to Phoenix before, bro. Like, imagine
Mhm.
I've never been. I have, right? But like, I've never been
I,
before. I'm coming to visit your town. I'm there. It's the perfect time of the year, whatever you believe the perfect
yeah.
time of the year is. And I got 24 hours, bro. What am I doing for breakfast? What am I doing before lunch? Where am I going for lunch? Where am I going for a happy hour drink? Am I going to see a show, a game? What are your perfect 24
All
hours if I'm coming to visit your
right.
town?
So let me preface with 24 hours. You can't do it all. Let's start
Right?
there. Okay. February to me is the best time of year to be out here because we have, if you're a golfer, if you've ever watched golf at all, Waste Management, our Phoenix Open golf tournament is one of the craziest, most fun golf tournaments in the entire PGA. They call it the People's Open, and it's literally we have hole 16 is just famous for being it's full. It's a par three course, and there's grandstands around the whole thing, and you can boo, you can yell, you can I mean, if someone hits a hole in one, everyone's chucking their beers on the course. Like it's absolutely insane. It's most people go and don't even watch the golf. I like golf, so I go to watch it. But February we have the Waste Management Open. We also, if you're a big car person, we have the biggest car auction in the world, Barrett Jackson. That's also around the same time as that. So February is a huge month for tourism, people visiting. I mean, I don't want to say partying, but it's a big party in February. So, um, if you're gonna come, I would plan on coming in February, and the weather's perfect. Typically, the weather's
Yeah.
amazing. There's been a couple years where Waste Management got rained out and it was cold and disgusting, but most of the time it's 60 degrees, sunny, and you get to walk around the course and have a good time. But if you're gonna stay anywhere, I would say I'm a big like North Scottsdale person, but if you're just visiting, like Old Town Scottsdale is definitely has all like the shopping, all the high end stuff, the nice restaurants and bars, and most people that come visit want to stay in Old Town or be nearby it. And
Okay.
a couple of my favorite restaurants, I mean, Maple and Ash is always like my number one steak, seafood. It's it's kind of I don't want to say it's clubby. It's got good music, good vibes. Uh, it's right in Old Town, right by the mall, and that's
Maple
to
and
me that
ash,
Maple and Ash.
barbecue, steak, stuff like that.
That's
Okay.
like one of my all time. That's my go to.
All right.
And then, I mean, it's really hard to say. Like, I mean, we actually have some LA restaurants coming out. We have Elefante that just opened up. That's an
Okay.
LA spot, and then Catch is opening up too. And I know that
Yeah.
that's out in LA.
Are you guys getting
Um,
catch or catch steak?
it's Catch.
Okay. Gotcha. The
Yeah,
seafood joint.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We have, I mean, Global Ambassador is another really huge new thing that we've got. It's a hotel, and they have a rooftop bar restaurant called Thea. That's Global has been a huge hit.
Yeah. We have a Theo
Um,
out here
do you?
too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Global has been that's also one of my favorite places to go grab a drink and just hang out, go to the rooftop. Amazing views of Camelback Mountain, and that one's closer to like Arcadia area. So it's Arcadia is probably 10 minutes west of Old Town. So it's really close, and all of our stuff is kind of pretty nearby. But I would say, yeah, if you're gonna come in for a drink, go to Global or Maple, and just bar hop a little bit in Old Town.
Man, I
No,
feel like I got to go there in February. I got to go check out the WNPO. I got
oh,
to go to a
dude.
car show. I got to go with you to Maple and Ash. I got to go to the Theo rooftop at
Now,
Global. There's a
if
lot
you're
of
not
stuff to
into
do.
partying, I would say Sedona is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Red rocks, hiking. It's kind of its own magical little city. It's about an hour and a half north of Phoenix. So you just drive a little bit north. You're in a little bit higher elevation, and the whole scenery is just insane. A lot of local restaurants and arts. It's kind of like an artsy town. And if,
Yeah,
if you're if you're
yeah.
into that and you don't want to party and do anything crazy, but you need like a retreat somewhere, Sedona is amazing. If you go another 30 minutes north, you're up 7,000 elevation in Flagstaff, and you can actually go snowboarding. So a lot of
Oh,
people think Arizona is just desert and hot, but you go 2 hours north to Flagstaff, you can snowboard. We have snowball up there, and you're higher elevation than Denver. So put in
I
perspective,
didn't know.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's super nice. And I think that's why why Phoenix has a lot of appeal is because you're close to the snow. 2 hours north, and you're close to Mexico if you want to go to the beach, or LA or San Diego or something like that. So to me, I think we're in a pretty good spot where you can get around, or if you want to go to Vegas, Vegas is an easy drive or an hour flight if you
yeah.
like Vegas. So I don't know. I have a hard time living anywhere else, to be honest with you.
But I've always thought Phoenix is kind of like the crown jewel of the Southwest because you guys have all this access from where you guys are at, and it's affordable, it's family friendly. Just man, those summers are going to be burning
Oh,
up, but you're
dude.
used to it.
Today it's
You've adapted.
111 today is what they're saying.
Oh man,
Why I'm
I'm
inside. That's
over
why I'm
here complaining
inside of in
about
a
being.
t-shirt.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man. I'm over here complaining about 85 degrees
Oh
today in
God,
Los
I love
Angeles.
that.
Nothing, nothing, man. Well, listen, I'm going to be in Scottsdale in September. I believe I'm
Go
going to
for
be there
Summit.
September. Yeah, for the summit, the 10th through the 13th. So I'll let you know. We'll try to connect when we're out there. Say hi to some
Let's do it.
friends, and go
Absolutely.
check out Maple Ash and a couple of other stuff with you, man. But Curtis, thank you so much for joining us today. To all the audience watching this, I want to tell you that if you are thinking about moving to Phoenix, Arizona, you need to talk to this guy, Curtis Mitchell, right here, because he's a great agent. He's a good person. He's a great dad. Are we got Cal Pal in here
I got
to
Cal
end it
Pal
up?
on. Come here. Come say hi.
What's up, buddy?
Come say hi. Come here. Come over here.
He got you
We got
spinning in circles, man.
we
How
got
you doing,
Monkey here.
Cal?
I gave him a haircut.
You feed Monkey a haircut. Yeah, this is
I actually gave him a haircut in your bedroom.
nice, dude.
Yeah, see?
Yep. All right.
That's
Some
what.
hair.
Yeah,
All right.
that's where I
Love
cut.
it. It's in real life, dude.
Yeah, man. Well, you're a real dude, man. You're a real
Yeah.
one for doing this today, okay?
I appreciate it, man.
So,
Yeah, very
so if there's any,
right there.
Hey,
he's
how are you?
going. He's like, hi to my dad. He's like, hire my dad right now. My dad is here to help everybody relocate to and from Phoenix. And I'll repeat that, Cal Pal. If you guys know of anybody moving to or from the Phoenix area, Curtis Mitchell is your guy, okay? That's the end of that. We don't hear any more else about it. Kurt, thank you so much for your time, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Always good to see you. Hit you up when you come back to LA, and I'll see you in September in
Absolutely.
Phoenix, Scottsdale.
All right.
All right, man. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody.